I'm here with Strawberry Linden, and I got to fangirl out for just a second because, like, this is, I've watched all of your videos, and I know how to do stuff in Second Life because of you, so this is really cool for me.
Well, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Sweet of you to ask me to join you.
Oh, no problem. So, is this your first pod ride? Have you ever done these before?
I have only done the pod rides at the Second Life birthday celebrations.
Great. So yeah. We're gonna break you in here. So we'll do like the continental one, and this takes us through like, it's gonna take us through 3 of the different continents, and we're not gonna stay for the whole thing, but like, you know, so all you do is you click the pod, and it will have you sit.
Which one? Anyone?
You'll click this one here that I'm by.
Okay. Clicked it.
All right, and then I'll click that one as well. And then that's it. You don't have to do anything else. So now you can just like sit back.
I don't need to turn AO or anything. I look fine. Okay.
It's actually, your AO looks great. But it's going to make you look kind of like, I think eventually it does time you out and it does make you look really rigid.
Okay, well, we can go with the flow here.
Okay, awesome. Well, perfect. So thank you so much for doing this for me, because I know that you're probably a super busy lady. So we'll just get like right to it. So how long have you been a resident with Second Life?
Oh boy. Okay, so I think I've been a resident since 2007 now. So yeah, it's been, what is that, 14 years? I don't remember. Yeah.
Wow, really? Wow, I'm like 12, and so 14 is a long time. So you remember like pre-mesh, you were there for the introduction of Sculpies.
No, I think sculpts were already there. I think that was like a year or 2 before.
Yeah.
I got there. Yeah. But yeah, I was there. Flexi hair, blings, everything.
Yeah. I remember bling. I forgot all about bling.
Yes.
So, how long have you been making the tutorial videos, like when you were Strawberry Singh?
So I actually started, before I got into video making, I was blogging. And I started blogging in 2008. So like even within the first year. No, actually, I started blogging 2007. So within that first year, I was writing and taking pictures and fashion blogging kind of thing. And then a few years after that, even the first year I made a video of myself like belly dancing or something.
Yeah,
I put it on YouTube. So that was like my first official Second Life video. Very embarrassing. I think it's still up if you go back like to one of my first videos.
I'm totally gonna plug it like right here.
Oh God, no. So it's still there. I think that was my first official video. But I didn't and I made a few videos here and there over the years, but I didn't officially start regularly vlogging, as they call it, video blogging. I think I started in 2014 or 15. People were asking me to do tutorials and so forth. So it was just easier to teach through video. So I started doing that, especially when the mesh heads and everything hit, and people wanted to see what the HUDs look like, and so it was just easier. And so I started doing that 2015 or so.
Yeah, no, your videos are awesome. Which one would you say is your most popular video on YouTube? Like, what do you think is the one that's had like the most views?
Okay, so my most popular video on my YouTube channel is the one, it's a tutorial. It's about Second Life avatar physics.
Yeah.
And I think it's got like over 150K views, and I'm assuming it's the most popular because of jiggling boobs.
Yeah, of course.
Just a guess. Yeah. I mean, could be any reason, but that's what my guess is. But actually, my second most popular is the Intro to Second Life tutorial. So I think that's also got like 150K. So I think overall my tutorials are the ones that have, gotten the most hits over the years. Yeah.
Your tutorials are great. You do a really good job of like speaking on a level that it's easy to understand, even if you're not a really skilled resident. You can kind of like watch the video and figure out what you're supposed to be doing, even if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I think that's where the visual videos came in handy, because even if I didn't word it properly, even though I tried my best to, you can actually see what I was doing at the same time. So you'll figure it out eventually. So yeah, I tried. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So when you started in Second Life, did you have like a buddy or like a mentor that kind of showed you the ropes and helped you figure out how to do stuff?
I have so many people that I am thankful for, not just one person. The I can't even begin to start to tell you how many people helped me throughout my journey in Second Life. That's like the greatest thing about Second Life residents. They're just really incredibly helpful. So the first friends I made in Second Life were a bunch of girls that taught me how to like lucky chair hop and get free things.
Yeah.
and then the second set of friends I made taught me how to just like, change my avatar around and buy shapes and skins and really dress myself up. Another friend taught me how to take pictures, there's a snapshot button at the bottom. I didn't even see this before, like taught me how, and then Photoshop it a little bit, play with it, and then got me on Flickr, which was my first social network that I ever joined with my avatar. So, that person got me on that. Then my other friend got me into blogging. Another friend helped me, to fix my shape. And, so many people helped me throughout my journey. And that's just the amazing part about Second Life is everybody's always willing to give each other a hand. So I can't just thank one person. There's just, I feel like there's so many people that contribute to your life and everything you learn. And so, there's just so many.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely true. I think that's been my experience as well. It's like you come across somebody and like they're happy to tell you anything that they know, and then they're happy to show you how to do anything that they can do. And I remember the first place that I started at was this place called Help People Island. It's not there anymore, but it was a private island where like just a bunch of people hung out. And because I remember I started Second Life and I typed, I'd open the search bar and it's like, help, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and so Help People showed up and I ended up there. And I had this friend, Davey Akina, who like kind of, explained things to me and helped me figure out how to like move prims around. And so, yeah, I agree. Second Life is super awesome about that. It's like the nicest social network ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard. I mean, there's a huge learning curve, but I feel like if you give it time and if you have patience, you'll get through it with people's help, and even figuring out fiddling yourself. A lot of stuff in Photoshop and different things that I picked up in Second Life was also just things I was fiddling around with myself, like learning all these mesh head HUDs and different things.
Yeah,
you just gotta dive in there and do it.
Yep. You have to just commit and try for sure.
Exactly.
So who are some of your favorite SL vloggers? Can you pick favorites? Are you allowed to do that?
So many. Oh my God. You're going to get me in trouble. You of course. I love what you're doing with the PODscast. This is fun. I've been watching all the interviews. They're fabulous. They're great to, learn more about what other residents are doing. Okay, so I'm going to just pick two really random. Not that I don't love everybody else. I promise I do. So I love Nevada. I think she does a great job doing the fashion kind of tutorials and like anything I want to know about the fashion world. I just look at her videos, know what's going on, what's newly released, what event is going on. So she's one of my faves. I always go to her. And I'll pick a guy, to be fair, Boston Blaisdell's channel. Yes. He's got a great speaking voice.
Hey everyone, it's Boston here, back again for another Second Life video.
He explains things very clearly. And I'm so happy that there's somebody else doing awesome tutorials. Because I always get messages like that. Well, I don't have anyone to learn from now. I was like, oh, there's Boston.
Yep. No, I love Boston too. He did a really good video on how to use, how to like go through the auctions to claim different pieces of Mainland.
Yes. So, I saw that.
He's got a great voice, and his production quality on his videos is
amazing.
I know. I want to be Boston when I grow up.
Seriously. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick. If I have to pick favorites, I would pick those two. But honestly, it's just so much fun watching the diversity and the creativity of the Second Life vlogging community, especially these days. I feel like so many people are getting into video making in Second Life, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so let's see here. What's one video that you wish that those vloggers would make that like you feel like there might be like a hole out there for it, like for as far as maybe like tutorials, or you just wish maybe they'd talk about something, this particular thing?
Oh, this is a hard one. Honestly, I don't know, because I see so many different topics covered in a variety of ways. I feel like Everything's getting covered. I love it when people create really short and descriptive tutorials under 5 minutes on different Second Life topics. So I'd love to see more of those because I feel like those are really, because honestly, it's really difficult to sit there through an hour live stream or 2 hours of somebody just, going through stuff. It's hard. So, doing something, editing it and cutting it down under 5, even 10 minutes, I think it really gets the, viewers' attention and gets a point across. So I would love to see more of those for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That 5-minute mark is like really gold.
Absolutely.
When I go back and I look at my YouTube analytics, the interviews help to get them to watch like the whole podcast, but like most of the time they can't make it like 15 minutes because that's
well, they
cool,
say
but
that
like it's trees,
Well, they say that most people only watch your videos for 4 minutes, right?
That's
so you
right.
got 4 minutes to kind of grab their attention. So
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see here. If you could have a magic wand or a genie, what's one Second Life wish that you wish you could make come true for like all of Second Life?
Okay, so I wish for things that we are already working on to be completed.
Cool. Okay.
Like
what?
having Second Life on mobile. I really think that will be a huge game changer for us once it's completed, especially with all the plans that they have for it, which I can't really reveal. But but they have all these different plans for mobile and they're working on it. And I know it's taking time for both Android and iOS. But I think once that's done, it's going to be amazing. And I just can't wait for it.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's my magic wand thing. I just want it done now, but I'm being patient. Yeah.
I work for, in real life, I work for a company that does apps and stuff like that. And I think sometimes people forget that stuff takes a long time. And you don't want them to release it without it working, the right way. So it does take a long time for them to like build it out and make sure it's not buggy. And so
another thing you kind of have to remember is that Second Life is 18 years old.
It's a grown-up. You can buy a lottery ticket.
And you're like, we're literally sitting on coding that's like 18 years old. So, doing any little thing can take a while. And it's, everybody was like, why does it take Uplift 1 year? But I mean, it takes a year because it's anything to do with the code is such an immense project. So, we want them to take their time. We want them to do it right without too many, hiccups or glitches and so forth. So yeah, we'll be patient, but that's that's my magic wand moment.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be like, then I'll be never get off. I'll be on SL all
I know.
the time.
For sure.
So do you think that your former video making skills like helped you get your current job at Linden Labs?
Yeah, I think so. And my video and photography skills, because that's the job that they kind of had put up. That's what they're looking for. And I think that helped me get the job. And it actually helps me do my job because it helped me live stream. I knew how to live stream from before, so I was live streaming book club. I don't do it anymore, but I was doing book club and LabGab. I still do that. And also knowing my way a bit around Photoshop also helps. But I think what helps the most is the social media skills that I picked up as a blogger. They've been the most helpful in my job because I'm the social media manager. So
yeah, well, and I think people sometimes don't realize social media is hard, man. Like it's really hard.
Very.
Trying to figure out how to get your channel to grow and like social media is not easy.
No, definitely not. And no matter all the things that you may want to try, it's not always you're going to get the result that you're looking for. But, you just keep going and eventually, it'll happen for you, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can. It's a bit of luck and also a bit of talent and also a bit of, I don't know how to. What's a word I'm looking for?
I think luck and talent are probably like the big ones because sometimes, just like, your boob video, like who knew, you thought you were just making a tutorial, but like, wow, I guess.
I know.
Maybe
there were a lot of comments that I had to kind of moderate on that one for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I bet for sure. So do you still have like a Second Life? I mean, because I know it's probably different for you now when you were a resident versus like now you work here. So it's like a job too. But do you have like a home and do you get to like be, hang out and do stuff? Or is it all kind of like work for you? Or do you have like a million alts now that nobody knows about?
The alts that I use are work alts for Destination Guide and different things like that.
Yeah.
But I still use my Strawberry Singh account.
Yeah.
I log into her every once in a while whenever I feel like playing and dress her up, take her shopping.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll take pictures still. And once in a while I still blog on my blog, but not often, just to kind of share an update or two. I wanted to start doing like ASMR videos and so forth on my private channel, but I don't have the time.
I saw that. I didn't even know what that was until I like saw the keyword under one of your videos. I was like, what is this? And then I just sort of did the search on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But like, you have a lot of views on those.
I love ASMR videos. I watch them all the time. So I kind of wanted to do like a Second Life thing, but I don't have the time to sit there and and make as much as I would like, because I feel like whenever I'm on SL, I'm just working most of the time. But I do try to like once or twice a month, try to log in and just have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. Just so that way it's not like you're not like over it,
Yeah.
Do you have a mainland property or a Belisaria property?
I have a private region that I use for LabGab and other photography projects, anything work related, and that's where I spent most of my time when I'm not exploring the grid. But every single day I'm actually exploring the grid because of the destination guide.
Sure.
Every day people submit stuff, so I'm always out and about, not necessarily in my Strawberry Linden avatar or my Strawberry String, but other working avatars doing the destination guide work. So majority of my time is spent exploring. The other time is spent working and on my private region. That's about it now.
Would you say that the places that you get are most of them private regions, or would you say that they're still, where are they? Are they private? Are they on the mainland or kind of all over?
The submissions to destination guide?
Yeah, in general.
They're all over. In general, they're private, owned by different residents that have, prettied up their region and put it up for people to visit, which is always nice. So a majority of course, there are a lot of mainland ones too.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Mainland. Yeah. Let's see here. Do you have a picture of of what you look like when you first started?
Why are you doing this to me?
I did one earlier, but it's we got to see how it changed. We got to know.
So I actually do these. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I do it on my Flickr and blog. Where should I send it to you? In World?
Yeah, you can send it to me in World.
So this is kind of like a transition thing that I do once in a while for my res days, where I start from picture from 2007, 2008. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, wow.
So that's that, but I'll send you the one that's from 2007. I'll link it directly. Hang on.
You have a lot of ZARA stuff on these avatars.
Oh, I'm a ZARA fangirl. She knows it.
Me too. I love ZARA stuff. She's fabulous.
She is my favorite. I'm gonna get yelled at for this, but she's my favorite, of course, on content creator on the grid. And not because she's my best friend. She was my favorite before she became my best friend. So if you click the second link, that will take you to the 2007.
Yeah, look at those stars.
I know. This is last call skin.
That's right. Yeah, that looks good.
So I think this was the first blog post that I ever did was with this picture. My first ever blog post. It was
You've
December.
got the prim eyelashes too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember all of that.
Yeah. So hopefully you're not going to share this too much.
No, they have to get to this part of the video to see it. What do you think one of the challenges that Linden Labs and maybe virtual worlds as a whole is facing as far as growth? Maybe it could be residents joining or keeping residents here, or maybe helping residents understand SL. What do you think?
So there's definitely a steep learning curve for new residents in Second Life. And that's always been the case right from the start. I recall when I first joined pre-mesh, 2007, I logged in and I was so lost. I logged out for 2 weeks. I didn't log back in. But then for some reason, and 2 weeks later, I was like, you know what, let me give it a try again. And then that's when I just got hooked. But before that, it was I was lost. So once Mesh hit the grid, the learning curve expanded even more. And so I know that's probably one of the things that is the worst right now, the new user experience. So the team has launched a new user experience with Welcome Island just recently, and I think it's going well.
Cool.
I mean, there's different ways when you enter. You can end up going there, and then there's like a new guidebook. So they're trying different things. And I've also, I don't know if you ever used the destinations floater in the viewer. There were some issues with, it not being very user friendly. In the last month, I've worked really hard at trying to make it new user friendly, change up the categories, making sure all of the destinations listed are new user friendly, and are able for newbies are able to visit and possibly get help from other residents when visiting a lot of those regions. So we're trying to make it a little bit easier. Obviously the incredibly elaborate and complex user generated content in Second Life is both our greatest asset and also our greatest challenge.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean, we'll keep working on ways to improve the user experience. I think that's probably the biggest hindrance when it comes to retention.
Yeah, I think so too. I think onboarding in general can just be really hard because you've got like this wide variety of people, that are like, some are super tech savvy and some don't really know how to do anything. And so when they get in here and then we're like, oh, just kidding, we want you to actually like make your body go invisible and put this other thing on. And now you can like change all the textures, and look, you can change all your hair, and so.
Well, I mean, the best thing about Second Life is it's a big sandbox and you can do whatever you want. And that's also the worst thing with Second Life, because you're just, people can create whatever they want, and that just makes the user generated content even more difficult to adapt to and get used to. But in a way, it's kind of fun at the same time. But hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. We're still working. We're always working on new ways to improve things. So hopefully, let's see if it's better. Yeah.
Do you have a passport, like a Belisaria passport?
So I am aware of the passport program, but I don't, because I thought you had to be a Belisaria resident.
You do, and I am actually working on something to where you don't have to be a Belisaria.
Okay, because I'm not a resident.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
So I submitted something and I asked if I could have one, and they're like, well, you're not a Belisarian, but we'll give you one as like an honorary person. But I think there's so many people that would like love to go around and collect stamps and stuff. So I'm trying to like come up with a way that they can do something similar, even if you don't have a Belisarian address.
That would be great, because I know that there was a video that one of the vloggers did that I shared on our socials, and then because I didn't know that you had to be a resident when I shared it, and I think it caused some issues because people thought anybody could get it, and then I found out later no. So it would be good that if they had that open to all residents.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of like back end work. It sounds pretty time consuming. So I'm working with a friend of mine who's a scripter to see if we can come up with something that's more like automatic, that doesn't require additional time, because I don't have time I spend a lot of time going around and like scouting out abandoned land. So I don't ever have time to like make passports.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.